With the Shields, UNC was ranked second in the preseason rankings. With the departure, UNC dropped 6 places to 8th. Lacrosse is more than just a game, it's a lifestyle, especially in the case of one UNC family. Luis Fernandez has more.
Champagne told me that his journey here to UNC has been a tough but rewarding one that started with a talk from his mum.
He's playing for a historically successful program like UNC can only help him as he strives to become a regular for the national team.
With stiff competition at quarterback, the child's focused less on who's catching the football and more on who's throwing it.
Marcus Pace did his best to keep the Heels in the game with another stellar second-half performance.
The time is 7:30 a.m. The temperature is 24 degrees, and the North Carolina soccer team is hard at work preparing for next season. There's one player, however, that may stand out.
I'm Jalen Markey. I play for the UNC men's soccer team here. I'm a freshman, and I'm from Seattle, Washington.
What makes Markey special is the fact that he was recently called up to train and be part of the United States Under-20 national team.
It was random. I was like just kind of laying in bed, and it was like midnight, and my phone went off, and I saw it, and I was just like, wow, this is crazy, and I was really excited, and it was awesome.
Markey is one of 36 invited for the 9-day Under-20 camp held in Lakewood Ranch, Florida.
We had a couple friendlies, like inter-squad games against each other, as well as a game against like a combine team that was down there. So we got a couple scrimmages in and a lot of practice, which was great.
Markey believes playing for a historically successful program like UNC can only help him as he strives to become a regular for the national team.
I think it's definitely an added advantage to play here and helps you get called into the national team.
Despite his call-up, the young defender is staying grounded and is focusing on playing his finest soccer.
Trying to make it to the U20 World Cup would be one of my big goals, but just getting called in and trying to do my best every time I go is one of my other goals that I think would be good to strive for, and just keep doing my best to get called in and do well and impress the coaches.
The Under-20 World Cup takes place in New Zealand in 2015. Reporting from Chapel Hill, I'm Ben Walsh. Growing up in Montreal, Canada, as you'd expect, Alan Champagne's first sport was hockey.
Back in the days, I was kind of like the fat kid when I was younger, and one time my best friend told me to start playing hockey, so I started playing hockey.
This involvement in hockey, combined with the influence from his family, led Champagne to a love for football.
And I was like a bigger guy, so I tried it, and then my coach really liked me, and I just kept, I just fell in love with the sport. And from there, it just took a lot of extra work, and in football, if you work a lot harder than anybody else, then there's a lot that you can do. So
this mentality of working hard is something that Champagne applies both to football and his academic studies.
That's how I live my life. Everything I commit myself to, I just put everything I have into it. I'll give my 110%. If it's on the field, in the weight room, in the classroom, or just studying, that's how I live my life, and I think that's why I am where I am right now.
Champagne told me that his journey here to UNC has been a tough but rewarding one that started with a talk from his mum.
My mom, kind of like before that, she kind of like sat me down and she was like crying, and she was like, I can't send you to college and stuff because of the money. And I was like, that kind of was a big motivational moment in my life.
From that point on, Champagne was determined both to go to college and to play football.
Like, I'm going to college, and tell me what I have to do, and I will do it. And she was like, get good grades, do well in football, do service, do this and that. And I had a whole list of stuff, and I was like, all right, I'll see you in 2 years.
And 2 years later, sure enough, Champagne got the Moorhead Kane Scholarship, the oldest, most prestigious scholarship program at UNC. After college, Champagne intends to continue his hard work serving as an orthopedic surgeon in the Army. Who can doubt he'll succeed? Reporting from Chapel Hill, I'm Ben Walsh.